How you doing, guys? This is my review or my perspective on the James Bond movie Doctor No. This is a spoiler review, guys, so these are all like spoiler thoughts. Context into this why I watched this movie. Obviously, the passing of Sean Connery is timely, I guess you could say. But I wanted to get into watching these movies beforehand anyway, for a couple reasons. I just want to learn more about film history and also through like some of my future book reviews as well, more about classic British kind of cultural milestones. James Bond is one of those things, right? And the only other James Bond movies I've seen growing up, most of the Pierce Brosnan ones, obviously the Daniel Craig ones, a little here and there, but I barely remember of like the Roger Moore movies. But I don't believe I've ever seen a Sean Connery movie again. I know that's really sad to say. So yeah, I just saw it as an opportunity. Why not jump into it? The biggest thing of this movie is that I was surprised by how much I liked it. You could tell because it was the first movie. This is probably the most reserved we're gonna get with this era of Bonds because I know like with Roger Moore, for example, the one or two movies I've seen with his Bonds when I was younger. There was some stuff like gadgets. That's who James Bond is. He was like Batman before Batman, using certain like extravagant, over the top gadgets that me growing up on the Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan one would see as a bit over the top. But that's what James Bond is. He uses gadgets. He gets the ladies. He has that suave, but he's also gets down to business, and that's what he was doing. Sean Connery, he seemed like really smart. Like he was figuring out that people were following him, that maybe people might be tailing him. So he had like the right amount of suspicion and like that. I don't know what you would call it. I guess that inquisitive mind and that quick know-how. But he didn't seem like he was a genius. Like he just figured out everything. He needed help. He had allies. That's another thing about this movie. I was shocked. I tried to watch this movie going into it with old school goggles because I didn't want to be one of those millennial types who like they watch something on Netflix, even something like Friends. They go like, "This is sexist. This is misogynistic. This is so and so." Yes, of course, a Bond, that legacy isn't one that is known for the best type of representation when it comes to females and minorities. But as far as this movie was concerned, to get to the point I was going to make, I was surprised first and foremost that James Bond had an ally in this movie who happened to be obviously this movie is set in Jamaica partly, but I was surprised that he had an ally. He was a black guy, and he was around in the movie for as long as he was around for. The character called Coral. I was really shocked. Like when he died, I was like, damn, he lasted this long in the movie. Of course, it's James Bond's movie, so I don't see it as, oh, the black guy dies first. Of course, the black guy didn't die first. And they filmed it in Jamaica. The movie is set in Jamaica. The story. But I was just really shocked that this movie came out in '62. Like this, I'm sure your contemporaries. Maybe you can argue like a Sidney Poitier or something like that, or maybe I don't know. Bill Cosby, I think, was doing stuff in the '60s, right? Just a bad example to bring up right now. Speaking of old school stuff that would be cancelable, but I'm sure like his contemporaries, as far as people in Britain, black actors in Britain, in the States, other minorities actors weren't getting work like that to that degree in such a mainstream movie. So, in that sense, hats off to Doctor No and the people who worked on that movie for having that guy last that long in that movie. I respect that. He didn't seem like a over the top character. Like obviously there were certain beliefs that he had, but to me they were completely understandable considering the characters' backgrounds. But I'm just talking about a side character. That's how much I was surprised by how much I liked this movie. As far as the flaws, Doctor No, he seemed the villain. He seemed smart, but a little underwhelming. Speaking of trying to watch with old school goggles, I'm not sure they were trying to make him like biracial. Um, they were actually, yeah. They said he was German and Chinese. I'm not. When I say I'm not sure they were trying to make him biracial, there was something about the way he looked. Like, are they trying to make his eyes look a certain type of way? That's the only thing in this movie. I was like, I felt my 21st century brain like, wait, am I overthinking it? I might be. I hope I am. I don't think I'm not. Oh fuck. I hope I am. But he as a villain was underwhelming to me, especially someone his For people who don't know, I've reviewed the Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon. There's another villain in that movie who has like a claw hand, like him, like a super strong claw hand. That character, I'll take that character any day. The one in Enter the Dragon over this guy. Obviously, Bruce Lee, even he was one of the few people back then in like Western cinema who was prioritizing great hand-to-hand fighting and stuff like that. But again, I said I was watching this movie with old school goggles, so I didn't mind the fight scenes where people throwing haymakers and just flipping people once and running away. That never bothered me. It was just something about that character who, the villain, to which he just seemed like meh to me. I did like that the dinner scene he had with James Bond, where he was explaining his philosophy, like, you know what, no one's cared about me. I had to make my own way in this world. The son of a, I think he said like a German emissary or something like that, and then a Chinese, I forget. I don't know if it was like a madam or like a, I don't know. He's part Chinese and so, and then he made his fortune in China, in spite of the fact that he's not fully Chinese, which James Bond pointed out. Which again, little things like that. I'll be honest, I'm surprised by my reaction to this movie, and I'm surprised by the things that I liked in this movie, because I just wouldn't. Maybe that's my stereotype, that I just wouldn't expect that the movie to be acknowledged that as far as politics, I'm aware at a basic level that Chinese people can be very nationalistic. Obviously, that's a generalization. Not all of the diaspora think that way, but obviously I'm aware of that vague history, that it would be difficult for someone of his background, Dr. No's background, to be accepted. But he made his own way through the world. He tried to go to Eastern powers, Western powers with his innovations. They didn't want to check for him, so he went his own thing. He did his own thing now, and that's how he became a supervillain, right? But apart from that, I don't know. I think there was something I was just expecting more from him, and that might be my modern sensibility as far as Bond villains and just movie villains in general. I think of, I forget the dude's name. He was in Skyfall. Oh, sugar. He was played by Javier Bardem. His thing is so specific and personal. His revenge against M, that it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think I care for people who want to just take over the world. I think that's my issue, and that's why Dr. No, as there was something that was just like kind of itchy in my mind just thinking about him. But other than that, what other issues did I have, or positive things? Yeah, again, he seems suave. James Bond as the character, that naturally just came to the room, just commanded. You know what I mean? He seems smooth with it. Okay, yeah, Honey, the character of Honey Daniels. That's another thing. I tried to watch it with old school goggles, but I was just thinking to myself, damn, this character's whack. Like, even when you're talking like pure objectification, that they put that filter through the old school James Bond, she ain't even that nice. So So, but I speak for myself, obviously. I've subjective taste. I have a certain taste in women. She doesn't fit. Um, Her character just seemed like, why are you there? Like you're just on the beach collecting shells on this dangerous island where you know you can be killed. I guess the point of her was just to be the Bond girl, but again, a modern sensibility came through, and I just assumed that she would have more of a use. Because I assume I've seen Bond movies, old school ones, where they do some things with the women. Like I wasn't all the way gonna assume that she was just there just to be pretty and just for the end scene kiss or something like that. But yeah, it turned out that was her biggest use in the movie. Other than that, like this movie, guys, like I said, I was surprised by the the representation, like some of the issues that they tackle in this movie, as far as the villain's concerned, so on, and James Bond the character and his interaction with some people. I was surprised by how intelligent James Bond seemed, but they didn't make him seem like an over the top genius like a lot of characters probably in his likeness today, action hero, so on. And as an issue, I probably would have preferred if they did a bit more with the Bond girls, but again, that's like I said, it's my modern sensibilities coming through. Tell me what you guys think down below. I'm gonna watch the rest of these movies, the Sean Connery movies, and then probably do a video, like a train of thought video, or maybe a review of these other movies. Tell me down below what you think of this movie if you've seen it. This is a spoiler review, so I told you before. Yeah, your risk is the risk has been taken. If you haven't seen this movie and you're watching this review, would you watch it based on this review? Would you watch it regardless? Tell me your thoughts down below. Press that thumbs up button, share, subscribe. Other than that, signing off. Salute.